I told y'all, bruh. Vaughn versus Joey Badass wasn't about bars or none of that. It was about the optics. Kendrick Lamar knew that. Check this video out.
Kendrick like it's cooked. Too many niggas jumping in. Too many niggas having like an opinion towards it. And now it looks like he's fighting the whole West Coast. And you're gonna be cooked regardless because it's gonna look that way because any man that's standing on his own against 20 different people, he's gonna look like he's Superman.
Y'all was saying I was West Coast biased, that I just hated Joey Badass, that all this different stuff, bro. But somebody who was in the game, who was at the top of the game, understood what the optics really were. The battle was cooked from the very moment that everybody started talking about is Joey versus the West Coast. It did not matter if Vaughn had the better diss tracks. It did not matter if Vaughn had the better angles, if he had the better bars. It didn't matter because everybody had their mind made up once it was Joey versus the West Coast.
Shout out to Jalopy Bungus. Yeah, and welcome back. I actually renamed this channel, finally renamed the channel. Welcome to Elevated Flow. That's going to be this channel name. I'm not going to change it anymore. Those life flows, those life rhythms, those musical flows, all kinds of flows, making sure we elevating and high level thinking, high level living, high level music. That's what we're going to be doing. So Elevated Flow is the channel. Let's jump into it. Shout out to Jalopy Bungus. Shout out to him for just engaging and being like boots on the ground, just like, you know what I mean? Just being like of the people and not just like saying stuff and just letting the comments run amok or whatever without, you know, having something to say about that. So I appreciate that he even responded to what I said. But yeah, I don't like this angle at all. Like, I feel like it's such a cop-out. And a lot of people, when he was like, you know, because Jalopy will say, a lot of times he'll be on point and he'll be like, I told y'all. So as soon as he says, I told y'all, it's like a trigger for the people who listen to him to be like, yeah, he's on point. Yeah, he's on point. So he had a lot of comments that was just agreeing with this to be agreeing with it, or that's just not just to be agreeing with it, but that's their opinion. They agree with him. And I'm like, I don't see how y'all see this. And then, but so to his comment, when he responded, when I was like, this is a terrible angle. I don't like that Ray's on here talking about, yeah, I couldn't win because of this and that. And Dot told me that the optics were, all that was nonsense to me. And I think he shouldn't have done an interview like that. Because at first he took it on the chin and it just seemed like, yeah, it is whatever it is. And he just kept it moving. And everybody respected him. And everybody knows that he was doing his thing and that. And he didn't get ja-ruled or draked, you know, these verbs now. It wasn't no landslide victory at all. It wasn't nothing like that. And he did his thing. So it should have just left it like that versus, oh, I couldn't win because I don't like that angle. And it doesn't matter, is what Jalopy was saying. It didn't matter what he did because it was the optics. That's not true. It's not true. It just isn't. Like, here's how I saw it as a person who's not a fan of Joey, I thought Joey was going to lose. And here's the deal. I like Ray better. I like him as a rapper better than Joey. I like Kai Cash. When you're talking about New York and Brooklyn, I like Kai Cash better than Joey. But in the battle, it's not about his songs were better, which I enjoyed them better, Ray. Battle is a different situation. It's a different thing. There's these unwritten scorecards. There's these little technical points that have people move ahead of each other, you know, when it's neck and neck. And this was very close. And anyway, what Jalopy responded to me was like, it's not about who won. It's not about that. I'm just saying it was very close. And I was like, okay, I didn't think that's what the video was saying. I saw the longer version and this short. And it was saying like, it kind of gave the message, it didn't matter what happened or who won. Joey would have won because it looked like him versus the West Coast. And I was like, that's not true. It does matter. Like, he did not bar him down and make it irrefutable that it was like, yeah, it don't matter what you're saying, Joey, he just cooked you. And some of the comments were saying, yeah, he was better. But here's the key points that made it so a nudge in Joey's favor, where he won against Ray, regardless of him trying to spin it like, oh, I'm battling everybody. Shut up, Joey. Like, no, I didn't listen. I did not pay that any attention. I went right for what I'm listening to, technical skills. I'm listening to it like with a high hip hop IQ. Ray making songs that have hooks saying, stop acting, get active, and all that kind of stuff. And then him having a rebuttal saying, You're saying something is wrong with being an actor and a rapper, that you can't be a high level actor and a high level rapper at the same time. I gotta pick one. That's what you're saying. What about Tupac? Your king, West Coast legend. That's an excellent rebuttal, regardless if Joey is nowhere near the caliber of Tupac. Regardless if he's not as good of an actor or good of a rapper. That's not the rebuttal. The rebuttal is, what's wrong with doing both? You saying you can't do both? You saying Tupac shouldn't have done both? Like, it's a great rebuttal. Even if it's not like it's not perfect, it's not the end all be all. Like, it's not that. You know what I'm saying? It's a great rebuttal though. It's like, ugh, that's your whole hook, that's your whole angle on this song. And I don't remember all the songs and all the lines, so I'd have to revisit. I don't remember all of them. I don't even want to revisit all of them. But I know what stuck. Well, like, ooh. Because Joey be putting me to sleep. Honestly, I like Ray's song. I agree with y'all. I like his songs better. I like a lot of stuff better. But Joey will have these put you to sleep, slow flow Joe songs that's like, whatever. And then he'll have that one thing that just stands out that goes, pap, and he gets a point for that in this battle. So rebuttaling that with the Tupac, with the Tupac thing is like, ooh, that's a good point. It does that. You know what I'm saying? Then him having this surprise bop, Crash Dummies or whatever, like, he's looking like, I'm just styling on you. I'm having fun with this. And he's so continuous. Like, he kept dropping very quickly, and just like, he was like, I'm ready for you. I'm battle ready. I'm ready for you. And whatever you got to say, I got something to say too. I like a lot of songs that Ray did, but he didn't really rebuttal some of the stuff that Joey said. Joey said that he's basically a Kendrick copy, right? He's saying that you kind of like piggybacking off of Kendrick. You're not standing on your own too, Junior. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's hitting them with, and for good reason. Because as much as I like how Ray Vaughn started out, I do acknowledge from a battle point of view, you did strategically, psychologically utilize Part 6 beat, which, no matter how you want to slice it, is piggybacking off of GNX energy. It's piggybacking off of Kendrick, what that album did, what that song did, what that emotion invoked. He's utilizing that energy and throwing his rhyme on top of it. I get the West Coast camaraderie. I have Kendrick's blessing. I understand all that. Like, I know that, but you're still using something that is already, we've felt something from this song through Kendrick. So Kendrick is in it, whether he's in it or not, because you're using his track. You pulled that into it. You didn't just choose some other track. And he's saying you're not standing on your own. You're using a little bit of that Kendrick energy to deliver your rhyme. That's a good point. And then on another song that Ray did, he had a peekaboo kind of flow. So you're using a little bit of the flows. You're using the music as backdrops. You're using Kendrick as a little bit of a crutch in this. And what's his rebuttal to that? I'll be a Kendrick copy. That's your rebuttal. Is all right, I'll be that. It's better than Bukak, whatever. Bro, first of all, I never heard of that word in my life. I never heard of that word. I was very upset that I learned that word through Ray Vaughn. That'll always be in my mind. Like, this nigga introduced me to a word that I was cool not knowing about. I'm like, you better than Bukak? What the fuck is that? Gag reflex. Like, bro. Like, that song where he went too wild on the Diddy references, and Absol said that. He mentioned Diddy, you mentioned it a little too much. Like, he said that. Like, it's true. Like, you started to rely, you started to do the Drake thing where I'm gonna try to attack your character versus show you this penmanship can't be fucked with. Period. Penmanship can't be fucked with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna try to make you gay. Like, he kept doing that. That was the angle of that song. You gay, you mad gay. You bend over for Diddy. You mad oily. You mad slippery. Look how oily you are. You gay and oily. Like, bruh, even if he was bending over at Diddy parties, this is not the angle to use. Even if he was. Okay, his sexual preferences is to get freaky at the freak off. And what else you got? Like, where's the bars? Like, where's the look at how dope I'm outwriting you in this? This is just, if I can get you to look gay and look bad because you're oily and you're gay, then I can win. And that song, when he dropped that, I don't even remember the name of that song, but in that song where he was mentioning that stuff over and over and over again, that's when you can tell that he was feeling like, I may not be winning this. I could tell that because it was a whole different kind of vibe from Ray. All the other stuff he was killing it. I loved it. It was very close. Like Jalopy said, it was very close. But that song revealed that he was kind of like, wait a second, I might lose this thing. Let me try to shock you into thinking Joey's losing. Let me just call this nigga gay mad times. And then even for that, this dude had a rebuttal saying, oh yeah, if you're at those parties, then you're gay, you're bending over. Well, TDE was at those parties. What are you saying? Like these are great rebuttals. And for you to say, all right, I'll be a Kendrick copy, instead of saying, nah, I stand on my own too, I'm my own artist, you actually you agree with it. These little things is what nudges this guy into victory. By not much. Just like I agree with Jalopy, very close. But to say that he didn't win it because he only won it because he had these optics going and he could not win it because of those. No, you could have still won that. With all that, with Joey's bullshit ass, I'm against everybody. No, shut up. Just rhyme. Just rap. And I'm tuning that out anyway. I'm listening to you too. I'm not even listening to Daylight. Daylight is an immortal legend whose lyrical abilities in another stratosphere. He knew it. He was like, I don't even know why this is like, I'm not really even battling you. I'm just in here having fun with y'all. You know what I mean? Like, he was just a veteran just fucking around. Like, he's in another league, So I don't even, whatever. So I'm listening to these two go at it. I don't care who else from the West is making, oh yeah, how dare you? You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. That line, that de-licking line is very misinterpreted. There's some poking going on in terms of a New York dude, Jay-Z first, now Joey, poking a little bit towards what there is some poking, but that line, if you really understand it, it's not a challenge to the West Coast. And I saw that in the comments. He challenged the whole West Coast. You are misinterpreting that line a lot, like by a lot. That line, primarily 80-20, 90-10, 10% poking at the West, a little bit of hate, like look how well they're doing. I'm gonna poke a little at that. That's the minimal part. The most part of that line is poking at New Yorkers. That's what that line is about. Way back when Jay did it and also when Joey did it. It's saying, yo, we are New York. We are the pioneers. We are the Mecca. We are the inventors of this form of music and this culture and the dance and the graffiti and the DJing. Like, we are the ones that are supposed to be at the forefront at all times, no matter who's doing well. We should always have some representation that is top tier. Where are y'all at? Where are y'all at? That's a message to New Yorkers. That's a message specifically to New York, which is what the rest of the world does not seem to understand. New York understands. I'm calling y'all out. Where's y'all's pins? Turn your mic up. Pick your pen up. Like, where are y'all at? Fucking, I'm taking it. Rule is back. I'm the one. That's what that is. That's a jab at New Yorkers. And that's why Joey, even in his interview, said, I didn't even expect that kind of response. Now, a little bit of bullshit maybe on that. I call a little, because there is that little subtle jab, and I do think that that's true. But majority of that is New York, where y'all at? Too much, yay, look how great Kendrick's do. This is all New York. Wow, man, they're doing so amazing. Like, nigga, all right, put your your cheerleading pom-poms down and pick your pen up. Like, we're not on the sideline just cheering on other people. We're supposed to have our shit out here too. That's what that line really means. It's misinterpreted. But yeah, there's a little bit of, why are they doing so well? Like, there's that. I agree. There's that. But it's more the call towards New York. But anyway, regardless of him trying to have this narrative of, oh, I'm taking on everybody, that shit didn't matter. If Ray would have been like, bang, bang, all right, I don't care what. If he would have knocked him around enough, just a little bit more, he could have snuck ahead. And it was very close. It was a photo finish. And that's not really that good for Joey. You barely beat this nigga. He's supposed to be new and trying to be up and coming. And you're supposed to be this veteran. And you barely win. You barely pull ahead on these little technical points that you gathered by rebuttals and stuff like that. You're not ready for K-Dot. You are not ready for Kendrick. Still mad that you weren't mentioned in the Control verse. That's what that is. Still mad about that. And that's part of it. That's a small part of it. I think the bigger part of it was, I can revive my career if Kendrick said, all you got to do is say my name and the boogeyman comes. Well, I'm saying your name. Are you coming? Where is he? Like, no. Nice try, nigga. I know what you're doing. He jumps in the ring with you, your stock goes way up. No matter what. Your popularity goes up, your stock goes way up. Everything about what you're doing in the rap game goes up. You lose the battle, it still goes up. It's just people know about you more. They're streaming you more. They're checking your back catalog more. He's trying to, that's clout chasing, like that's what they say. And I'm glad that Kendrick didn't respond, but I don't think he didn't respond because it was too much going on and too many people jumping in. No, I don't think he never planned on responding. If only Ray responded all by himself, I think K-Dot was like, you get in there. I think just saying you get in there is him saying, you're not on my level, deal with my little man. That's what I believe went down with Kendrick not responding. And that's how he actually won the battle, technically, that I didn't think he was going to win. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what all these comments in Jalape's thing is saying. Yeah, I thought Ray had it the whole time. Like, how? Where? He just had better songs. That doesn't do it. You know what I'm saying? He is arguably a better rapper to me. That didn't do it. It's these little technical things that Joey did as a strategist and a chess player that edged him ahead. That's it. Barely got it. So anyway, that's it. I just had to jump on here and talk about that because that video kind of bugged me a bit. Listen, especially that I got to listen to the whole interview. It's not good to just go off of a snippet, but he showed more of the video in his longer video. Jalopy did, and it wasn't all sped up like that. But from what I saw, that was not a good look, Ray. I respected you way more when it was just like, he barely beat you. And guess what? Who cares? I know who you are now. Like, I heard of him a little before the battle, but now I really knew who he was. Went through his whole catalog, listened to his album. You know what I'm saying? Like, your stock went up. Your stock went up. You don't walk away looking like Ja Rule or somebody. You walk away like people are interested, and when you drop again, now everybody wants to hear more from you. You still come out on top no matter how that came out. Why go on an interview and say I couldn't win no matter what? And other West Coast people, they were saying angles that I wanted to use, and now I'm like, I can't even use those angles. And I could have, if I would have used those angles though. Oh man, if I would have used those angles, yeah, you know what that reminds me of?
I guess we'll never know.
Exactly.